Hi, I'm Rebecca Hansen. Welcome to Maker Studio. Today we are going to make this autumn wheat wreath. This is the perfect thing to welcome in the fall season because, believe it or not, it's almost here. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get started, you're going to begin with a variety of cardstock in a warm color palette. So I used browns, yellows, oranges, and pinks. And then I got 2 different design files from the Silhouette Design Store for the wheat shapes. So one of these files comes with 3 different wheat shapes, and I duplicated that 7 times, so I had about 21 pieces of that shape. And then the other file is a little bit more delicate, and I just cut 2 designs of that for each paper. So you're going to end up with a lot of paper shapes, which is what we want because your wreath is going to be really full. So once you cut out all your different elements from all your different paper, you're going to score the center of this design file. So to score, I just like taking a pair of scissors. You could use an X-Acto knife and just gently running your scissors down the center of the wheat. So then you can easily bend it and it just gives it a little bit of dimension. So again, you just pull straight down the center and then bend to give it some shape. So I did that for all the pieces of that particular wheat design. It just looks really nice when you put it on the wreath to give it some shape and movement. Okay, so once you have scored all of your wheat pieces, we are going to gold leaf a few. And if you have never gold leafed before, it's super easy. So I'm just gonna set this paper aside and use a mat as a protective surface. You could use a craft mat or a cutting mat. And take a few, I think I did about 10 to 15 wheat fronds for the wreath. I gold leafed them, so not too many. And to do the gold leaf, you're just going to buy some gold leaf flakes or sheets at your craft store. They're relatively inexpensive and they go a long way. And then I have some adhesive here. This is gold leaf adhesive, but you could use any adhesive you wanted really, as long as it's like a liquid. So I'm gonna just take a paintbrush and dip it into my adhesive and brush it onto the wheat. And you just need a light coating, but I'm gonna cover it completely. And then before you add the gold leaf, you wanna wait like 30 to 60 seconds so the adhesive gets kind of tacky. And that way the gold leaf will adhere a lot better. So we'll do that one, and I'll do one more while we wait for that one to get a little tacky. Okay, so this little brown one is probably ready. So I'm just going to grab some gold leaf. And this is kind of messy. You're gonna get it all over your fingers. So you've been warned. And I'm just going to place it over the wheat. And then just gently tap it in place. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's really forgiving because you can layer it and then brush off the extra. So as you can see, this is like way bigger than the wheat, but as it dries, you can just kind of rip off the extras and use it for your next one. And it doesn't have to be a perfect even layer. A lot of mine are kind of splotchy, which I kind of like. It gives them some pretty texture. So just tap, tap, tap with your fingers. And then kind of fold it back up. And it looks really pretty, really shiny. So we'll just do one more. And this one I'll just use some little pieces, and you can see it just gives it a slightly different effect. Okay, so again, you want to do that for about 10 to 15 wheat pieces and let them dry all the way. That'll allow any exposed adhesive to dry and not be sticky anymore. I've already done a few over here. So we've got, you can see how some of them, the color kind of peeks through a little bit, which is nice. Okay, so now that we've gold leafed the wheat fronds, we are ready to assemble the wreath. For the base of the wreath, you're going to use a 10 to 12 inch embroidery hoop. So you're only going to need one of the pieces of the embroidery hoop. It doesn't really matter if you use the inner hoop or the outer hoop because you'll end up covering the hardware. So just separate your embroidery hoop, and I've already started this wreath here. So basically to assemble, it's really simple. You're just going to take small clusters of your wheat pieces and kind of group them together. And then you're going to layer them along the wreath, and then using white floral tape, you're gonna wrap them and secure them to the edge of the wreath. So you just kind of like overlap them and spread them out so that it's nice and full. And I like to just take a little piece of the floral tape and cut it beforehand. And when you're using floral tape, you just want to stretch it a little as you wrap it around to activate the adhesive a bit more. And then you just keep going. And as you go, you want to add in your more delicate wheat pieces and then your gold leaf pieces occasionally so that they're kind of speckled throughout the whole wreath. And once you're done, this is what the finished product looks like. So it's super pretty. I love the way the gold leaf kind of shines through. The color palette's really fun. So if you want to try this project out and make a wreath for your front door or your home decor inside, make sure you check out silhouette101.com for the full tutorial and share your pictures with us. I want to see what your wreaths look like. So we will see you next time.